Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we ended up starting a Void Crusade, and we'll just keep going through that since it's the ecru and I've never done one of them before. Okay, so the obvious answer here is we're going through this mission. Hopefully it pays out. I'd like to try to... Push comes to shove, probably gonna have to knock this one out, see what it does for us here, right here. But I also probably gonna have to knock out this one to get the secret mission. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this goes. This one I'm gonna hold off on. But yeah, we'll just jump into this. Yeah, we'll keep going with getting bonuses because we're still able to without too much of a challenge.
Electrospectral scanning revealed multiple enemy assets of the highest importance. Locate and destroy them. May the Omnisar guide your hand.
So last week I had barely touched on the idea of like power creep in games, and I wanted to honestly go back to that because power creep and feature creep, especially feature creep, are terrible things that plague the industry. And this game actually avoids them really well. I mean, that's typically, I think, common with ARPGs, is they can dodge power creep pretty well, just because of how these games are designed in the first place. You know, getting a ton of power is just kind of expected. And, you know, you can either be quite underpowered or ball out of control. You know, there really isn't a hard and fast rule one way or the other. But it's actually a problem kind of being pushed by players, surprisingly, with Eve. It's something I've seen a good amount of, where players are going, oh, well, I want new ships. And it's something the smarter individuals, or at least the more cognizant individuals, will point out. If they don't do anything different, there's no point in them existing. You know, if you just want a new mining ship for the sake of a mining ship, but it doesn't offer anything different, then why does it need to be there? Now, you can make arguments for faction mining ships, or finishing out all of the pirate rosters for ships. That is something I see as actually a very viable option. But those typically aren't the things people complain about, though they do get brought up. But you also see this, especially see this, and I wouldn't even say you see it in Call of Duty. That's more of just balance issues. And that's actually something too, is games like COD, they're getting worse in their balance simply because of attachments. Because this is something you have to really think about, is, like, put yourself in a designer's shoes. You're making a game, you're making a shooter, you have 60 attachments per firearm. How do you balance the weapon? Do you balance it without attachments? Do you balance it with random attachments? Do you balance it with the best ones? Do you balance it around having the best attachments for range, damage, rate of fire, hip fire, ADS speed? All these things can make or break a weapon. There was one, I can't remember which one it was, but you could dual wield, and the dual wield with a hip fire build was actually like no recoil. And you dealt good damage. There have been... God, there's been some builds. Right, there was, I can't remember what gun it was. I think it was the Cooper or something in Vanguard. But it allowed you to ADS and strafe faster than you could if you were just holding the gun at your hip and walking. Like, hold the thumbstick all the way down for movement, not sprinting, just normal jog, you moved faster ADS. And these are things we're starting to see with these more and more attachments. And admittedly, part of it is the problem of convoluted systems. Escape from Tarkov does really well because they don't have a billion different stat lines. They just flat out go, hey, you have ergo and you have stability. Or accuracy, I think it is. Whatever the second one is. But ergo is your ADS, your recoil control, all that. And attachments are 1%, 2%. And things will add and subtract pretty consistently. So it's always a balancing act as opposed to this is clearly the best in the, that best in slot. And that's a big problem, is just power creep and imbalance. Though feature creep is pretty bad. Honestly, EVE is the one that I think of when it comes to feature creep in terms of ships. Other games do feature creep. I mean, Destiny's a prime example of feature creep the game. I mean, how many times do they re-release a game mode that is essentially the same as the last DLC? Enter an arena with 6 other people, fight waves of enemies, stand and defend a thing by keeping enemies out of the zone, blow up a thing, do whatever, fight a boss, get rewards. They've done it so many times that it's the same thing a million times over. And it's such a problem because it shouldn't be that way. I mean, it's not like there aren't ideas for games. It's not like there aren't ideas for how to design encounters. Honestly, Inquisitor here could do with some extra content. Now the question is, how do you do it in a way that is without taking away from others? Because I would like random mission chains, but that's priority assignments. What I would do is take priority assignments as they are and make an expanded priority assignment kind of thing, where you can do, like maybe you spend intel, give extra value to intel. You spend them, and it creates a longer lasting version of a priority assignment. More enemies, more missions, bigger rewards, stuff like that. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. But, you do something like that, where it uses existing stuff to create a longer, potentially more difficult version, essentially creating a hard mode. And then you could still tack on the stuff we have in this, the cards for Uther's Tarot and all that, to provide extra difficulty. There's things you could do. But it's always a risk because feature creep and power creep's an issue. Power creep's big in Warframe. Oh my god, that game has the worst power creep I can think of. I remember years ago now, when Rhino Prime came out, Rhino Prime and Boltor Prime were the best weapons in the game. Best frame and weapon in the game. You rocked the Boltor. That was absolute 10 out of 10, the cheek clapper of weapons. And then they just kept releasing new stuff. Oh, you need a higher and higher mastery rank. The problem is, nothing else really scaled to that demand. So you just had weapons that have scaled so much harder. They get fancier effects, they're far more deadly, and balance passes don't go through to those old weapons all too much. The only time you really see them is when it's a sweeping weapon change. And that unto itself is a big issue. Because it's one of those things where they want to get people to spend money buying some of the weapons, but there's no incentive. Because oh, I can pick this up today, and in 3 months it can get replaced. I might never touch it again, or a balance pass goes through and kills the weapon. That's what happened with the Simulor. I used to rock the Simulor all the time. I thought it was fun. Part because it was immense damage, part because it created black holes. And they just kept nerfing it. You need more things to hit to create a... like, more of the projectiles to hit to create a lingering black hole. More and more of the damage got removed from the lingering damage of the black hole and got moved to the, like, the projectiles merging. So they got more and more reliant on hitting, and you had to become less reliant on, like, multi-shot, because you needed to have as many shots connect to create those explosions. And now nobody uses the weapon. Same with the faction weapons. You know, you'd rep a faction, get a fancy, you know, fancy named altered version of a weapon, and if you built up enough XP while using it, which was actually pretty easy, it would create an AoE nuke of damage. Instead of, you know, reducing the nuke size or reducing the damage, they just made the weapons bad. Most of them were terrible. The only ones that are decent still are the Vacor Heck, which they even then nerfed by making it so it wouldn't take any Heck exclusive weapon mods. And then the Sancti Tigris, because Tigrises are just strong as is, but you're better off using the Tigris Prime. And that's really about it. There's the Telos Boltor, but that's still kind of a hit and miss weapon. I can't even remember what the Perrin sequence had. Something not worth it, that's what it was. If I can't even remember the name of it, it wasn't good. Oh, the Sakura Penta, that's what it was. They had a grenade launcher. Yeah. That one, admittedly, it's good because you can put a bunch of grenade launcher mods on it. But in general, it still suffers. Which, thinking about that, it kind of reminds me of Outriders. It's not a bad game, honestly. It's kind of sad that Anthem... I mean, those two, especially Anthem, because they just flat out died, I think if given a second chance would be phenomenal. Outriders kind of got a second wind thanks to the Worldbreaker DLC, but I don't see people talk about it much. But I imagine some of what that game introduced, we will start seeing show up in, like, Destiny 3. You know, some of the concepts, some of... I'm gonna guess some of, like, the damage type stuff. I'd really like to see games start using what Elden Ring has for their stat system for resistances, because I think that's a brilliant idea.
The power distribution of the enemy forces has been disrupted. Mission is successful. End of log.
Alright, let's run through here, because hopefully there's at least some sort of chest to loot. Because we did get one plunder key, but I'd like to have more than just one, for obvious reasons. Just a normal chest. Okay. Because I know nothing's going to be right down here. There's pretty much no way there's going to be any items down this path. Yeah, there's no chests. Just enemies. Go for the quick hack, though. Just to get all the turrets active. Oh wow, the reflect just killed all of them. Okay. Hey, level up. That's nice. Ooh, okay. What's the sword? Okay, Wandering Servo Skull. Alright, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll have to hit that one. That's fine. We'll just drop all our loot and go. Oh, we actually had a number of orange gear. Nope. Suppressed and overwhelmed, instantly trash. Berserk, no. Reflect, I mean, that's a good reflect chance, but... Damage reduction... I'd rather have damage reflect than damage reduce. Applied debuffs, consume warp heat... no, I am toxins. It's gonna be crap. It's like I can guarantee it's not going to be relevant to my build in the slightest. Alright, quick dump all this. Man, you use one card to give yourself psalm codes and the game just whips them at you like there's no tomorrow. Admittedly, I confuse those shards up into better ones. But let's get back to the Void Crusades, and... yeah, I think we'll start not running as many cards, I think. We'll run Psalm Codes, and we'll run Void Shards. I think that's enough of a difficulty boost. We don't need to boost champions.
Sensory stimuli link has been
it's a panic room. Ugh.
Forced entry to the vault where subject is located. Vault integrity compromised. Termination is imminent without inquisitorial assistance.
I'm now not very happy. I mean, it's not... The difficulty isn't bad. I'll be able to do it. I'm just not happy. I forgot to level myself up. Whatever. 1 point, it's not going to make a big difference. I already know it's going to be put into, I think, AoE stuff still. Want to get that all finished before I start pushing into everything else. Plus, the more AoE range I get, the bigger this fire bubble gets. There ought to be a Wandering Servo Skull. Yep, there he is. And he's dead. God, I love being able to just flatten guys. The staff is really good. Now I can't wait to get better ones, because I know there's going to be ones that are even just wilder. Oh, nice. Got a normal chest full of okay stuff. And then this will be an auto kill. The loot was okay. I haven't done a Void Crusade since I ran one on my Assassin. I just tend to avoid them. The whole, like, randomly selected modifier thing of, like, oh yeah, this one will add another level to the difficulty, always left me just like, I don't want to do this. I always felt like I needed to... One, I'm a completionist. I need to 100% things like this. Not games in their entirety. I very rarely actually 100% them. But when it's a mode like this, I feel I need to 100% it to get the most loot out of it to better continue on playing. So it's like I feel I have to do everything, and then when I can't, I get disappointed. Because I guess a big thing is I feel like if completing these is such an important way of progressing your character and your gear, I would think that part of the goal would be to make these as accessible and then introduce more modifiers to them. A lot of chaos spawn, not a big fan here. But yeah, so it's like I struggle to do them because I'm a all or nothing person. But I guess it boils down to me having to kind of weigh things and figure out what I can and can't do. I mean, as it stands, I'm built pretty well. You know, I have my staff, which is carrying me quite nicely. My abilities are good, there's a good amount of synergy. And you look at that, I'm sitting on 20 stacks at pretty much all times. Or close to 20 stacks. Which unto itself is a great sign. Wow, that Malanthrope did not pay out well at all. Alright, we gotta make our way to the extract here. I mean, we can handle this. This isn't too bad. Do wish the game would let me actually target the enemy with my abilities that I'm shooting at. It's kind of annoying when I want to slap a flame pillar, but some garbage is in the way, and it's like, oh, you wanna hit him with that? It's like, no, I don't care about the garbage. The flame pillar is not meant for them. Yeah, this went nice and easy. Come on, get over here.
Extraction successful. Blessed be the Deus Mechanicus.
Now let's see what our reward is and what our next mission looks like. Okay, so it's another +1. Okay, infested station. So I'm gonna have to probably run through both of these. Part to unlock the secret mission. Because I think you need both of them. Nah, we'll be fine. Nothing I can't handle. We'll knock this out first because I think getting this done is a higher priority. Oh wow, this is only a 66. Oh yeah, we can definitely toss some boosts on this. Yeah, that's because I'm 66 now. Yeah. Passives, area of effect. Oh, that's not bad. Boost while in unhinged. I'm going to be unhinged a lot. Or damage bonus. We'll stick with area, even though this is a damage bonus, but we'll stick to area for now and get that all done. Because that'll help a lot. Just not looking forward to the suppression bonuses. Those are going to be a waste. Alright. Psalm code. Void shards. Yeah.
Our intelligence assets claim that valuable data might be recovered from the battlefield. Find some survivors and locate the intel.
Yeah, I mean, look at that damage. I don't even have to hit guys and I'm already just flattening them. I take it these are the survivors.
Inquisitor, we have located useful enemy intel on the southern perimeter. These Imperial Guardsmen will help you along the way.
It's nice not losing a fifth of my damage instantly due to a level cap. You know, as annoying as it is, I understand why they do the level difference in terms of, like, your damage is less, because it's easier to do that, and it's more reasonable than sitting here and having enemy health continually scale really hard. Because otherwise, at level 66, these guys wouldn't have just like 2000 or 2100 health. They'd be sitting at like 21,000 or something, just so that low-level players couldn't easily fight them. Because a low-level player could still have decent DPS.
A demon was... At your command.
Even though I don't really need to be picking up 26 Caligari credits. Not like that's gonna pay for anything. But I pick it up because I must. If I don't, I shall be annoyed. I've never done an intel pursuit before. This is kind of interesting. Yeah, a room like this would be fine for having a soul grinder spawn. Wish you could, like, break these with warp damage or something. Yeah, that regeneration tower did nothing to solve their problem.
Transfer complete. Initiating
Yeah, that
data
was
system.
quick.
Mission is a success. End of log.
But there's nowhere else to loot, so... Alright, so that opens up our first secret mission. Yeah, we're probably not gonna run anything on that. But that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.